Humza Yusuf says he could raise his family outside of Europe due to Islamophobia in Scotland. I will pay for your flights. I'm being completely serious. I will pay for your flights. Being totally serious. The former First Minister admitted that he could move his family out of Scotland and Europe amid rising racial tensions in a number of English towns and cities. But why? Humza Yusuf is just as Scottish as the rest of us. Why would he be hated here? Why does he have to worry about Islamophobia? He's Scottish. Go away. Former First Minister Humza Yusuf has claimed he may leave Scotland and Europe, along with his family, amid the ongoing riots across the UK and growing Islamophobia sentiments across the UK. He has been an outspoken critic of the violence which has erupted in England and Wales. The failed SNP leader recently welcomed a third child with his wife Nadia El Nakla, but spoke of his fears about the growing unrest which has yet to spread north of the border. He was born in Scotland to Pakistani parents and became the first person of colour to lead the Scottish government last year. And he was just extremely unpopular and just kept doing gaff after gaff. Like, he was just really bad when it got to the point where even the SNP were like, this guy's dumb. This guy's a bloody idiot. Like, what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. But anyway, Mr. Yusuf was interviewed on the Newsagent's podcast where he hinted that he may have to move to Pakistan to get away from the horrendous anti-migrant discourse in the UK. I'm fleeing violence, so I'm going to move to Pakistan. Far-right demonstrations have happened in a number of UK towns and cities following the stabbings and deaths of 3 young girls in Southport. He said, I was born in Scotland, raised in Scotland, educated in Scotland, just welcomed my third child here in Scotland, was the leader of the Scottish Government for just over a year, leader of the Scottish National Party. You cut me open, I'm about as Scottish as they come. It seems really, really weird then that you care more about other people who aren't Scottish instead of Scottish people. In fact, you kind of hate Scottish people with your white rant that you gave in Holyrood. You don't like Scottish people, Humza. But anyway, the truth of the matter is, I don't know whether the future for me, my wife, and my 3 children is going to be here in Scotland, the United Kingdom, or even Europe and the West, because I have, for some time, been really worried about the rise of Islamophobia, the rise of the far right driven by Islamophobia in Europe, UK, and the West. Why is it increasing? Why is it increasing? That's the important thing. Oh, by the way, look, it's coming back. It's coming back. Kind of. But anyway, what is causing the increase in Islamophobia? Because nobody's doing it for no reason. Right? Because, yeah, you're getting the far right, I just call them concerned citizens, running around doing a little bit of a boogaloo down in England, and a lot of people are like, is this a great big happening? It's not. Give it a few weeks and it will calm down. But the government will capitalise on it and use it to declare a lot of temporary emergency powers and, make the government even more powerful, start jailing shit tons of people in kangaroo courts, blah, 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 blah. Never let a good tragedy go to waste. The Muslim Defence League and Muslim gangs are now just going around beating up whiteys and stabbing them and doing all manners of stuff, and they're not getting arrested, they're not getting carted away and getting sentenced to immediate long prison sentences or anything like that because, two-tier care and all that. And that only fuels that fire, almost to the point where I think the government want it. There's a theory I've been playing with for a very long time where I think the government's been doing this on purpose to cause nationalism to just surge and explode in this country, and then as soon as it does, everything will be fixed. Everyone's nationalistic as hell, and the government's like, you're good nationalists, you love Britain, you love your country, that's nice. Anyway, sign up, Russia's coming. It's time to deal with Russia, Iran, and China. Sign up, patriots. Like that's a theory I've been playing with. You're now seeing a culmination of not years but decades of anti-migrants, anti-Muslim rhetoric being normalised discourse, now playing out the most horrendous, violent way possible. That genuinely makes me question whether or not my family has an existence here in the UK or not. God, is there a Muslim question now? And by the way, I'm not the only one. I've had hundreds of messages from the Muslim community saying the exact same thing. Mr. Yusuf then relayed an anecdote about his Dat creating Pakistani I don't know what that is. Dat creating Pakistani identity cards and passports just in case they have to leave Scotland, and said he used to laugh at this thought. However, now he thinks it wasn't such a ridiculous suggestion, he added. I don't know where I would go. Scotland is the country I love, and the United Kingdom over the decades has a complicated history around race. A lot of countries do, but actually has a pretty positive story to tell on multiculturalism. I don't think it has. I think multiculturalism's absolutely failed. You don't have a united population anymore. You have cliques, essentially. You have dozens and dozens and dozens of cliques who don't get along with each other. And definitely don't give a shit about this country. The former First Minister previously called for the army to be called in due to riots escalating in England and Northern Ireland, and labelling the fighting in Rotherham a pogrom against Muslims. He also slammed politicians across the spectrum for normalising far-right riots. He has written to Home Secretary Yvette Cooper to get her to categorise the English Defence League, founded by Tommy Robinson, as a terrorist organisation. The English Defence League doesn't exist anymore. Like, Tommy Robinson disbanded it. Like, yeah, it was a thing at one point, but like it genuinely isn't around anymore. Everybody just gave up and went home. There are other groups using different names, but nobody's turning up saying, we are the EDL. Like, people are saying, oh, because they're Tommy supporters, they are the EDL, but the EDL isn't a thing anymore. I would know. I would know. It's not a thing. There are other groups, but the EDL's not a thing anymore. After they were blamed for some of the violence south of the border. I mean, Humza, my guy, my G. You don't give a shit about Scotland or the Scottish people. You care more about diversity and immigration, and you care more about Gaza and Palestine and all that than you do about Scotland itself. When you were in power, you passed one of the most draconian speech laws that has ever occurred in Scottish history after you gave a massive racist speech in Holyrood. Right, you were an awful leader and you don't care about the Scottish people. You don't. You simply don't. You care about foreign countries and foreign people more than you do about the native people of the country that you were in charge of. And you did such a diabolically, absolutely shit job that your own party, after saying, yay, brown man, look how progressive we are and everything, even them were like, we need to get rid of Humza, he's absolutely fucking terrible because of what you did with the Green Party. The only reason that the SNP had its majority was because of the Green Party, you know, your little weirdo pets like the Green Party are nutters, right? They're just hippy-dippy weirdo nutcases, right? It's just who they are, right? You ended up saying, we're not giving you all of the things that we promised you as part of our coalition government, so the Greens, quite rightly, here went, alright, we're just going to vote against you and everything then. Friendship over with SNP and everything. And then the entirety of the SNP, they lost their majority, and the SNP were like, Humza, why did you do that? That agreement was literally why we were in charge. Why did you do that? And then as a result, Humza had to step down as leader because he fucked up that badly, and then that's him gone. And now he's just a little irrelevant idiot still spewing the same stuff as, everybody hates me because I'm brown. No, everybody hates you because you're just an awful, lying, manipulative, and just crap politician that just made bad decision after bad decision. Right? But of course you're just going to say, no, it's because I'm brown. No, it's because I'm brown. That's fine. Whatever. Get on the fucking plane.